Hi, I'm Tim and this is Paws on Point. Enjoy the episode and don't forget to like, subscribe, share and leave a comment after.
Hi. Are you okay?
Every service dog partnership you see is the product of countless unseen hands and hearts. From the trainers who nurture early obedience and confidence, to the puppy raisers who give their all for a year to 18 months, to the families who adapt their lives to support the loved one's independence. In this episode, we shine a light on the often overlooked people who make service dog teams possible, the unsung support network that stands behind every wagging tail and every life that's been changed. When most people picture a service dog team, they see one handler, one dog, and an incredible bond. But what they don't always see is the village that made the bond possible. Today we're shining the spotlight on those families, trainers and volunteers who pour their time, hearts and energy into building those partnerships. Because behind every confident, task-trained service dog is a network of people who quietly make it happen, often without recognition, applause or even a thank you. So this one's for them, the unsung heroes of every successful team. So let's start with the trainers, the foundation builders. Trainers don't just teach tasks, they shape temperament, social confidence, and they build the handler trust. The invisible hours they put in to fine-tuning the behaviour, to getting that dog to behave appropriately in public, and the time and the energy and the thought processes that goes behind adapting to every unique handler and their conditions and their disabilities. But don't forget there's also the emotional balance that the trainers have to go through, the emotional balance of attachment and professionalism. Because of the close bonds that they have with that dog, the closeness of the training, they put so much of themselves into that dog. It's inevitable that they're going to fall in love with that dog. But with that, they got to get that fine balance and the understanding of knowing that that dog's got to move on when it achieves what it needs to achieve. Trainers also collaborate with families and organisations to make sure that the right match goes to the right person. It is not just a case of here's a dog, and it's not just any dog. It's about understanding the handler's requirements, what they need the dog to do. And then it's the assessment process of the dog and seeing the qualities of the dog and what the dog is displaying and what it can offer and making sure that matches the right handler. So from a trainer's perspective, it's not just about obedience. It's about preparing a dog to think for their person, to step in when it's needed. And that takes consistency, it takes intuition, and it takes a whole lot of heart to make that happen. The other part of that village are the families themselves, the emotional backbone. So what's it like for the families of the handlers and for the puppy raiser homes? The families and the puppy raisers, they often help with the early routines, they help with the bonding process and the social integration of both dog and handler. Family members themselves, they have to adapt. If they're not used to having a dog around, they have to learn to not distract the dog. They have to understand the access rights and they have to adjust their own household routines. And then there's their emotional journey, the pride and the worry, but the relief when the independent grows from the individual. And then there comes the biggest advocates that there can be for the handler. They stand up for the accessibility and spread awareness. Families are often the first line of support. They see the late night training sessions, the moments of doubt, the breakthroughs, but it's their quiet encouragement that keeps the handler and the dog moving forward, especially in those early stages when everything is new and when everything is testing. But there's also the volunteers. Puppy raisers and volunteers are the lifeblood of any non-profit training program. Puppy raisers are the first to help teach the confidence and the social manners. But one thing's for certain, they have a whole lot of love to give. Puppy raisers also experience the graduation moment, that moment when they have to say goodbye, the hard part to that task, the hard part to that job. Volunteers who handle the admin, they come to the events, they set up the events, they take part in the fundraising, or they do the community outreach. All of those things are vital, but often invisible roles. But they cause a ripple effect. The puppy raisers and the volunteers, they cause a ripple effect, a positive ripple effect. because every hour that they give, that translates into a handler's independence. That translates into the handler's confidence. That translates into that handler stepping forward in life. Puppy raisers and volunteers, they don't always get to see the end result. That moment a handler takes their first confident step with their new partner. That moment is built on their dedication. Whether it's walking a puppy, whether it's selling raffle tickets, setting up training events, they're the heartbeat of the service dog world. So the bigger picture, when you see a service dog and a handler, think of the bigger picture. It's not just a service dog and their handler. It's a village. It's taking a village to build that moment. Part of that village is made up by organisations such as us, Pawsabilities Service Dog Society. We rely on community networks to fund us, to help train the dogs, and to sustain and support the teams. That village helps create a sense of belonging and shared purpose that keeps everyone motivated. So if you're listening to this and you don't know a lot about the service dog world, get involved. Contact us, ask if there's anything you can do to help, or any other organisation wherever you're listening to this podcast to. That could be puppy raising, that could be fundraising. You could be an organisation or a business that would like to sponsor a puppy, even spreading the awareness. So when I ask in these podcasts to like us and share us, I'm not going for popularity. I'm not asking you to like and share us for popularity. I'm asking you to like and share us because it plays into that bigger picture. Every like, every share, every comment, it spreads the awareness. More people get to hear the advocacy that the society does. More people become educated. So that's the importance of liking and sharing this podcast. Doesn't matter where you like and share the podcast. You can share it on Podbean if you're listening through there. You can like and share it and give 5 stars and even leave a comment on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or any other platform you're listening to this podcast on. Liking and sharing this podcast is not so much about the popularity. It is about spreading the awareness. You become part of that village when you like and share us. So if you haven't done it, do it. It's a contribution. You've made a contribution. So like and share every episode. Get those episodes out there. Get them out reaching as many people as possible. Be part of it. That's what this podcast is about. If you listen to the earlier episodes where we talk about why we've set this up, this is your podcast. Make this happen. So if you've ever wondered how you could make a difference, you don't have to be a trainer or a handler. You can volunteer, donate, or even just, like I've mentioned, share our episodes to help more people understand what it takes to raise a service dog team. Every action you do counts. So today, to every family member, every trainer, every volunteer who's given a part of themselves to help a handler find freedom, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You might not always be seen, but your impact echoes in every step that team takes. So just think about that. Whether you're liking and sharing the podcast, whether you're discussing the episodes with your friends, you're creating an echo, a positive echo. You may be changing someone's perception of a service dog team. You might be educating someone. You might be even inspiring someone to make a donation. You cause a positive echo. Just like our sponsors, Trupanion, who've been with us from the start. They've been there 100% backing us up. Gnarlabone, where would the puppies be without Gnarlabone? Their chew toys, wow. Every year, thank you Gnarlabone. The dogs are eternally grateful, and so's our furniture. And then to another team of people that are often, well not often, that are very unsung. The Helmican Veterinary Clinic. All of you are fantastic. You have been absolutely diamond in your support. So, bit of a thoughtful episode. So until next time, keep those paws on point. And as a little teaser, we have got some great episodes coming up in the next few weeks. As always, it's been a pleasure. I'm Tim, and I'll catch you soon.